and welcome to another edition of Thursday Thoughts. My name is Megan Mitchell, and I'm here today representing Livable City, that awesome organization that brings you citywide open streets events such as Sunday Streets and Play Streets. Before I get started, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Sonic. And for those of you joining us, feel free to enter your questions in the comments. Now, joining me today is Rene Colorado. Rene is the executive director of the Tenderloin Merchants Association, and that Merchants Association gives Tenderloin business owners a new voice. It is the first and only merchant and property owners association representing the entire Tenderloin community, and its membership reflects the diversity of the Tenderloin, including its many immigrant-owned businesses. Hi, Rene. Thanks for joining us.
No problem. Hi, Megan.
And how are you doing on this lovely, whatever day it is? I feel like they're all kind of mending together at this point. Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday thoughts. I'm doing good. I'm here sporting my quarantine haircut, as you can see, or lack thereof.
You're looking good.
Thank you. I'm doing good. It's sunny out from what I can see, so not too bad.
Yes, it is sunny out. I'm in the Bayview district, but I did used to live in the Tenderloin. That was like my first place I went to right after college. I lived on Gary Street between Polk and Larkin. Got a lot of love for the Tenderloin. I'm just curious what it's been like for you in the neighborhood since shelter in place started.
Yeah, it's been up and down. Recently things have been improving, but mostly it's been a little challenging for the merchants. But it's funny you should mention your old neighborhood. I actually used to live right between Larkin and Polk on Gary as well. Lived there for about 6 years.
So we were probably neighbors at some point.
Yeah, we didn't even know it.
Did a lot before you became the executive director. I was creeping on your LinkedIn. I saw that you were with San Francisco Fashion Week.
Yeah, I've been so I've lived or worked in the Tenderloin for about 10 years. And I've been involved with a number of organizations. I went to a fashion show one time and I got to meet the director of San Francisco Fashion Week. And I kind of helped them bring some events to the Tenderloin, and those were pretty successful. So I had a good experience with them. I'm on the board of directors for the Tenderloin Community Benefit District. I'm on my second term, so I just got reelected. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you everyone that voted me back on. So I've just been around the neighborhood, and I've just really have a passion as someone that, I've experienced low lows in my life and high highs. So I'm very compassionate to the suffering that's going on in the streets, because I can directly relate. I remember being in very similar circumstances in San Francisco. And, just because I've had good financial and stability circumstances the last couple of years of my life, it doesn't mean that I forget what it's like to be on the street, what it's like to maybe not have money for food every day. So that's really what drives my passion for improving the Tenderloin. I've always been involved with small businesses, and what I really saw what was ailing the community was not having a merchants association, and people really not attacking the core, not trying to resolve the core root of the merchant problems, right? So, attacking people suffering from homelessness or trying to vilify them to improve business conditions, I saw that was the standard and was really the wrong way to go about it. A true merchants association, I've always felt, is like any other of these great nonprofits, like the Coalition on the Homelessness, or Glide, St. Anthony's. They work to help people, and the Merchants Association should really be no different. If we have tents in front of businesses, if we have people suffering from substance abuse in front of businesses, we as a Merchants Association, to improve conditions, our number one duty is to help those people. And the byproduct of helping those people, business conditions are going to improve for residents, not just for businesses. And that's the policy, really the hard stance I've taken with the merchants. They've put a lot of trust in me to take them in this new direction for Merchants Association. And as they can see, and as the city of San Francisco and the country for, the Tenderloin has been improving, taking this different approach to it. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that the merchants, that the city, we're all trying to just help people and conditions are improving. So it's working. It's working. Yeah.
That's awesome. And how would you say like some of the merchants are adapting to shelter in place? Like if I were to walk up Larkin Street right now, or Polk for that matter, what would I see?
Right now, if you would, Larkin Street we've been working on Larkin Street for a number of years. That's our main corridor, right? That has some of the best restaurants, forget about San Francisco. That has some of the best restaurants in the Bay Area.
Agreed.
We've had, rest in peace, Anthony Bourdain. We've had everyone come through on Larkin Street and experience our many famous restaurants. There's Turtle Tower, La Rose. I mean, it's a corridor of who's who.
You'll never guess who I ran into over there. You'll never guess.
Who's you run into on Larkin Street?
Chef Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, I believe it. I've never ran into him. He doesn't seem like the nicest guy on TV, but
he's actually really nice. He's nothing like
Yeah, I hear he's a sweetheart in his personal life. That's awesome. So that's one of the many examples you see that. So right now, if you walk down Larkin Street currently, you'll see vast improvements. There's no more tents on the sidewalk, and those tents just didn't disappear. Those people, they've been housed, they're in hotel rooms.
Right.
We've done it the right way, and this is really the way to go about improving our city and the street conditions. So if you take a walk down Larkin Street, you'll see clear sidewalks, no illegal vending of stolen items, which was a big problem in the past. No tents, it's not all gone, but it vastly reduced open air drug use there. So they have improved. It's not perfect, but the improvements are vast. Willow Street, we had it was a dangerous situation in Willow Alley for everyone involved, for the people suffering on the street, and also we almost had a merchant lose his life last November. Well, the thing is that people have to understand that it's easy to directly blame the people that attack that merchant, but when we put people in desperate situations where they don't have money for food, they're suffering from drug addiction, and they're living on the street, and you have all kinds of people attacking them because they're suffering on the street, and no one's stepping in to help them out, they're going to do people in desperate situations do desperate things. So I never once blamed the people living in Willow Alley. I blamed the people with resources that didn't take action, that didn't help them. And that business owner always told me after he got out of the hospital, he's like, Rene, how can we help these people? He never told me, Rene, let's, we gotta get rid of these people or anything like that. He donated hundreds of meals to feed people, to feed volunteers. And that to me even surprised me, that someone can almost have his life taken away and turn around and meet that situation with compassion. So that's really the story of Larkin Street. That's really the story of how our association has worked to clean up the Tenderloin, is with compassion, and helping everybody. So that's what you will see on Larkin Street if you walk down there right now.
That's amazing. And we know that usually in these tough times when things are like this are happening in the world and they're affecting us in the city, that artists are usually the first responders. And my experience in living in the Tenderloin, once something went down, mural after mural went up, art shows, all types of things. We really lean towards artists to really help make our city, look beautiful and be San Francisco. Is there anything recent in the Tenderloin that we should know about? I mean, I know of one specifically, the mural that went on up the other day, the street mural that says Black housing or housing Black.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's by
yeah.
artist Malik Sinifaru, who actually is from the Baby District, but also lived in a Tenderloin, like myself. What else are you seeing around the neighborhood?
Yeah. Well, first of all, shout out for him coming back, and he's in high demand. So shout out for him coming back and putting the mural right there. I know Supervisor Haney was out. That's someone we can always count on to listen to. That's someone I myself have. I don't always, I don't always agree with any politician, and I make it perfectly clear that I'm not here to be friends with politicians. I'm here to service the community.
Yeah.
And Matt is a person I'll say has really impressed me, has really impressed the community, the business owners. He's really stepped up. Um, he's always stepped up, but he's really lit a fire under everyone's butt. He was instrumental in helping to bring services to Willow Alley. So I want to say thank you, Matt Haney, and shout out to him. I give props where I don't just complain. I give props when props are due.
Yeah.
But going back to murals, we have, I want to shout out a business, Fleetwood. Nico, the owner of Fleetwood, she runs our First Thursdays, and she's been very instrumental in attracting muralists and artists and bringing murals to the Tenderloin. She got a hold of me, and she told me, hey, Rene, all these businesses that are being boarded up, let me know. I secured some funding, and I have a gang of muralists ready to paint everything up. So we've had a lot of businesses get painted, get murals on them for the boards, which is awesome. We have a new mural of an owl on Olive Alley, and it's awesome. Right now, I check it out every day. It's pretty cool. So I love seeing all the artwork. And you're right, Megan. That's what the Tenderloin is about. It's about artists, small immigrant and local businesses. There's no big business in the Tenderloin. We don't want it here. We don't care for it. So that's the spirit of the Tenderloin, basically. So.
And I really feel like it is the heart of the city. A lot of people say places like Powell Street and other, parts of downtown is right, or even Fisherman's Wharf is in the heart of San Francisco. But I really feel like, the Tenderloin is, because you get a little bit of everything in that neighborhood. So are there any new businesses that you want to shout out?
Yeah, there's a couple of new businesses we have going on. So I'll talk about one that is open, right? So I have two that opened, and unfortunately, they opened. Opening a business in general in the best of times in San Francisco is extremely arduous. It's so hard. And now, talking about opening a business in the Tenderloin when you're low income and an immigrant, it's even harder. So I want to shout out Kasim. He just opened. He's the owner of Thai Farmhouse. He just opened Sun and Garden on Eddie and Polk in the Tenderloin. And Sun and Garden, the food there is delicious. Kasim, he's a famous chef. He's very famous for his delicious Thai food. So we have, like, I don't want to say bougie, but we have a very nice brunch place in the Tenderloin that can very well compete with the top brunch places in the rest of San Francisco. So that's a place to check out that's open right now, and they have very good deals. So I would check it out, Sun and Garden on Eddie and Polk in the Tenderloin. The next restaurant that's opened, he opened, unfortunately, 1 week before shelter in place, but he's still going strong. His name is Tommy. He opened Larkin Restaurant on Larkin Street. They offer Southeast Asian food, Vietnamese, and it's delicious. I've been eating there every day for the last week. So I'm really stuck on this particular restaurant right now. And that's Larkin Restaurant on Larkin Street in the Tenderloin. So those two are open. So now I want to talk about two restaurants that we have coming. One of them is a brewery on Polk Street. So I'll have the Merchants Association will be giving more details about that. They're currently in construction. And one restaurant that the Merchants Association is providing project management. We have one grant, but really the grant is me donating the project management to them. So we're donating about $30,000 in project management. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to open. And that's Sweet Glory at 720 Larkin Street. It's going to be a cafe with so we have two of my former waitresses. They're married. They decided to open this cafe. They traveled all over Thailand and other countries, learning various techniques. They want to bring like, these really fancy but also very tasty pastries to San Francisco. And they've been giving me samples, and I tease you guys on our TL Merchants Instagram. Let me tell you, the stuff they're cooking up is delicious. You know, some of the stuff I don't put on Instagram because I don't want to make you guys jealous. But it's very good. Sweet Glory. We're gonna be opening up in about 30 days. In about 30 days, we're gonna open up, and I think they're just gonna take San Francisco by storm. And yeah, I'm very excited for that.
That's really good news. I'm excited for that too. So what's on your, like, what could we do to support Tenderloin? What's on your wish list? Like Little Saigon, open streets, like what are you thinking in terms of the next steps?
Yeah, well, right now we're working the Merchants Association in collaboration with the TLCB, the Tenderloin Community Benefit District. We're working on shared dining in the Tenderloin, so that's going to be very exciting. We're looking to close down a couple blocks on Larkin Street. Basically, so we do a festival to Thai New Year before all this wackiness. So it's going to be the same footprint as that. So between O'Farrell and Eddie on Larkin Street, we hopefully, with the blessing of MTA and everyone else, we're hopefully wanting to shut those streets down and bring outside dining. We're looking to shut down the 300 block of Golden Gate between Larkin and Turk to bring outdoor dining there as well. And really, we have 100% participation from everyone, residents and businesses on both those footprints. And that's very rare that everyone came together. There's no objections. So I'm very excited. I talk to each one of these merchants every single day. And this is not only something that's going to be good for San Francisco, this is something that's necessary. We've had, unfortunately, 3 major restaurants go out of business in the last 2 months. You know, we're talking about life savings gone. We're talking about immigrants, some of them which have had to move out of the country because things didn't pan out because of shelter in place because of the COVID pandemic. So really, I want to stress the urgency to the merchants have responded. The merchants and the residents, we're all on board. But I want to stress the urgency of shutting down these streets to the city, to the supervisors, to anyone that'll listen. They're essential. We have to save livelihoods. We have to save the businesses. If we don't shut these streets down, these businesses are using savings plus their to-go orders to stay afloat right now. Once the savings run out, those to-go orders aren't going to matter. You're going to see devastation in San Francisco that's going to take close to a decade to us to recover from if we don't act now. And one of the easiest ways, one of the ways with the least passive resistance we can act is to shut these streets down, to shut them down and bring a shared dining. So and once we do that, how San Francisco, how the residents can support the businesses and make sure they stay in business. Because as we know, when a business shuts down, the area directly in the vicinity turns bad, you know, for whatever reason. It's not a good situation. So come out safely, follow social distancing protocol. You know, I'm not around anyone, so I'm not wearing this thing, but wear your mask when you come out, wear your mask when you're not eating, when a waiter approaches your table, make sure you have your mask on. So how San Francisco can support the Tenderloin? When we implement shared dining, come out and support the businesses, show the city that it's worth it for us to shut these streets down. Come out and enjoy some of the world-class food on Larkin Street. Come out and enjoy some of the world-class food on Golden Gate.
And who knows, you might just run into a famous chef.
Yeah, you might just run into a famous chef. I know a lot of our we actually have like the founder of La Rose is always walking around the Tenderloin. The founder of La Pot's, you know, Chef Pignol, he's always walking around the Tenderloin. And like I said, you know, Kasim, even the founder of Thai Farmhouse, he even brought a new restaurant that, you know, a new brunch place. Really, if you love brunch, you probably already heard of this place, Sun and Garden. This is, yes. So you see, you know, let's get our mimosas and fried chicken and waffles and have some good brunch. You know, I love Sun and Garden. So check them all out. Yeah.
All right, so we're approaching the end, but we did have a question from Bob, who says, it's great to see you. How's the Tenderloin Merchants and Property Owners Association doing? Have you been able to recruit any more members?
We're doing good. I've been very fortunate that the merchants and you know, city officials, everyone's listening to my crazy ramblings. But we've made good progress, and I would not have been able to make the progress we have made in the Tenderloin without the support of city officials, without the support of OEWD, the mayor's office, Matt Haney. But most importantly, the Tenderloin would not be here. I would not be here if it wasn't for the support of the residents and the businesses. You guys are everything. You guys have showered me with emails and support, and that's what keeps me going. That's what, you know, I work 7 days a week. I work 13-hour days. I'm always in the Tenderloin, 14-hour days. And I do it for all of us. You guys, if you guys want to support the Tenderloin Merchants Association, go to tlmpa.org and sign up as a member. It's free for everyone. If you're a resident, a business owner, a property owner, or our at-large member, you don't live in the Tenderloin, but you want to support us, our power comes from our membership. So go to our website, join, and that's the best way to support us and continue to support our work.
I love it, and I really admire your passion. I think a lot of people can learn from you, so I appreciate you taking the time today to speak with us for Thursday Thoughts.
No problem.
We're going to close it out, so thank you, Rene. Thanks again, Sonic, and then to the production crew, Melly and Angelica. I'm going to pass it over to Angelica to close it out.
All right. Thank you so much, Megan. Thank you so much, Rene. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Rene's Thursday Thoughts. So just to shout out, tomorrow, we're going to be having our What's Open SF live stream on the Sunday Streets San Francisco Facebook page at noon. So since you loved our live broadcast last week, we're going back out to the world with our masks, socially distancing at the Excelsior. So we'll be interviewing Leah Sabado from the Excelsior Coffee. And thank you again, Sonic, for sponsoring our gift cards for tomorrow. So I'll just be sharing this little advertisement from Sonic. So 1 second here. Okay.
The wait is over. The fastest internet in California has just arrived in your neighborhood. That means you can stream your favorite playlists all day without skipping a beat. So go to sonic.com/Sunday Streets and get 1 free month of service when you sign up for Sonic Fiber Internet today. Party on.
All right. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Sonic. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Megan.
Thank you.